2021 forecast reading. We're going to do tarot cards, which are already jumping out. And then we're going to do your relationship reading after that. I'm going after the one that jumped out because, Virgo, it's probably important for you for me. If it's flying around, it's trying to get attention, isn't it? Excuse me, 1 second. No, there's 2 of them. Okay, that's interesting. So that's the 4 of water and the 7 of earth. Okay, so that's your first 2 cards coming up. Let's have a look at them. So 4 of water, she is sitting looking a little bit glum, I think, to be honest. She's got pearls in her hands, but she's not looking particularly happy about it. She's deep underwater. 4 cards to me is always the basis, the foundation of things. Water is about emotions. So you're working on the basis or the foundation of your emotions. That's quite interesting because that's coming up a lot lately. What do you base your emotions on? What are your belief system that your emotions are based on? Okay, we all have emotional responses to absolutely everything, but we don't always check up on, but why do I respond emotionally like that? Why does that emotion come to the surface when I'm confronted with this situation, those words, this person, whatever it may be? So she's kind of doing a juggling act in this particular card with her emotions to try and see why she responds the way she does and to choose perhaps a different response, okay? So that's an interesting thought. The 7 of earth, he looks a little bit disinterested in everything, doesn't he? Even despite the fact that he's actually got wings and feathers coming out of his head. Now the 6 cards is always hard work in whatever suite. The 7 cards is that little bit of forward momentum, taking that step, where the 6 has been really focused in on doing the work. The 7 card is taking the first tentative steps out of that work into perhaps a new way of doing things, a new way of looking at things. Because this is an earth card, I'm thinking something that you have, materialistically speaking, in your life, you need to adjust, or you're going to be adjusting. Okay, you're going to feel the need to adjust your emotional response to it, but it's a material thing in your life. So you start looking at a different way of responding it, and you start questioning, but why do I respond that way to it? Okay, and you take the first tentative steps to shifting that, but it's an earthly thing we're working on here. Okay, maybe it's your income, maybe it's your motor car and your house and how you feel about what they are. It's something like that that you are working on. Okay. The next card up is Page of Water. The pages are the messengers, the bringers of messages, okay? This page is of water. She is half fish, half, who knows what else. She could even be a sea horse too. The lotus flower is transformation. It's evolution, okay? So definitely for you, in the month of May, Virgo, there is an evolutionary shift or change in your emotional responses, okay? There's some kind of message that comes to you. You may receive it by your intuition. You may receive it reading it somewhere. Someone may say something to you, and it transforms how you emotionally respond to something in life. And that something that you're responding to is an earthly thing, okay? And you take your first step out of, you've been doing the groveling groundwork on whatever this is. You've been feeling all the feelings. You really have. You've been going through the whole range of feelings, and they weren't all good. Now you're juggling them a bit and you're starting to question, well, why do I have those feelings about this earthly thing? It could be your career, it could be how you earn your money, it could be your material things you have and how you feel about what the outside world, you think the outside world thinks of them, something like that, okay? It's along those lines. The 9 of fire, look at all the stars. The fire cards are action cards. They are taking action. The 9 of cards is almost the culmination. You've now taken those steps. You're starting to see the manifestation, okay? Yeah, the 9 cards are the manifestation cards because the 10 cards is the culmination cards. You're just about there. Stars, look at all the stars in there. Lots of wishes. So you're taking direct action in the month of May. I'd say latter half of May, based on your new emotional foundation, on your new response to certain things in life. And that makes for wish fulfillment pretty quickly, I would say, okay? It's a terribly pretty card. This. Look at all those glowing stars. And that's where the 9 fires are in here, okay? So for some of you, that's 9 wishes that culminate in something that start manifesting in a particular area of life. It's not across a whole area of life. It's something that you've been grappling with emotionally that shifts, okay? The next card, oh wow, you've got the King of Fire. So you've got from the Nine of Fire to the King of Fire. So you quickly master this. You are quickly the king of this situation, having taken action. You see the big red heart in his hand. So it's possibly about opening your heart, and opening heart is about not feeling fear. Okay, so it's some kind of worldly situation that you have. It's worldly based. It's your goals. It's the material things you do. It's what you do for. It's your career. It's that kind of thing. It's really an earthly aspiration. It's how you earn your income, how you use your income, that kind of thing. And you've been grappling with it emotionally. It's been causing emotional responses in you. You start to question those emotional responses. And a message comes that helps you reevaluate that or shift you along in that, okay? Or even make you think in the first place, but why do I respond to it like that? What is that based on? Fear most of the time, right? And the Seven of Earth, he looks kind of like, I really don't care. Maybe that is the shift in attitude that finally happens for you. Finally go, but you know what? I really don't care at the moment. I'm like past it. I've gone through the whole range of emotions. I am finished with that. And a message comes that then shifts you along pretty quickly. And it's almost letting go of that collection of emotions that are holding you down, that you've been going through with this earthly thing that you're busy with. And you get that message and it sets you free. Okay, but you're ready for the message. That message has probably been coming along all the time, but you weren't ready for it yet. Now you're ready for it. And it gets that ball rolling pretty fast. Okay, you start seeing manifestation very quickly. And it is definitely about letting go of fear. Okay, so whatever the situation is, whatever you got into, it's goal orientated, it's career orientated, it's accumulation of goods, it's how you use your goods, it's your resources, it's based on that. And that's all these emotions, we're all embroiled in that. And you start to question, something sets it off that makes you question, but why do I respond like that? And you kind of back off completely with almost an attitude like, you know what, I don't care anymore. And because you let go of the fear, okay, that always opens our hearts. And that is when the manifestation starts, okay? Very interesting reading this. Nice reading too. That is good. Oh, the Emperor is your final card there on the top of the deck, okay? So you are the king eventually. And the Emperor is all about, he calls the shots and everybody just does as he says. Now that is more in this case, I think, about how you will start feeling about life then. You won't feel like life is happening at you. You're going to feel like you're directing your life after this whole thing has sort of transpired and manifested, okay? You're going to be in charge for a while. Okay, so now let's have a look at your relationship cards. Let me just clear the table. Yeah, it's easier for me to work with a clear table. Right, so relationships for Virgo in the month of May. This is for everybody. It's for those of you in relationships, looking for relationships, your relationships in general. Let's see what's in store for you. May 2021, Virgo. Right, Virgo. First one up, let go of control issues. That's quite funny because that's actually what it was in those tarot cards, wasn't it? It was just about finally realizing some things are just beyond your control, and trying to control them is just messing with your emotions big time. And you suddenly decide, you know what, I'm taking my hand off the steering wheel where this part of my life is concerned, both relationships and something practical, something materialistically inclined. You're just going to go, you know what, no more. I can't control this. It's not working. I'm just going to let go and let's see what happens. Okay, so let's see what happens. Ooh, okay, the deception card did come up a little earlier for you guys. I was trying to choose a card to put in the little icon for your thing, and this one came out. I'm not posting that up now, but here it comes. But this can be self-deceit, okay? This can be being someone in your relationship or being someone in relationships in general that is not authentically you, which is what most of us do to one extent or another. And finally deciding, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. And being somebody that you aren't is a way of controlling in relationships. I mean, it's a way of making a relationship happen. It's a way of making a relationship going the way we think we want it to go by pretending to be something we're not. And it's not a big pretense. It's just like little things that we don't show about ourselves, little things we're not honest about ourselves. It can be just with ourselves even. But this comes to the fore in the month of May, okay? And because you are honest with yourself, and because you present yourself authentically, this is about authenticness. It's not about being honest, told a lie. This is about being authentic. There's some kind of reconciliation. Either in an existing relationship, a bond gets strengthened again or reconnected, or you could find someone from your past is returning to your life, the card says. Now, this past person could be from another lifetime or it could be from this lifetime. But because you are now your authentic self, I'm going to say for a while again, okay, you're going to find you're putting out a different energy, and because of that, you're going to be attracting something different. So possibly you're attracting a past life relationship or a relationship from earlier on in your life when you probably were more authentically yourself, okay? So codependency comes up here. So underlying all of this, trying to be somebody you're not, trying to control a situation or a relationship or how relationships work or when relationships come into your life or how they are or who they are, all the control factors, is based on the need for a relationship to fill a gap in your life. That's why we all do relationships. But it's coming up to the front for you to look at. It's going to be mirrored to you in the month of May, okay? You needed to fill a gap in your life. But, and this is the card that did come up for your thing, is to be more lighthearted about relationships, okay? They are not going to fill gaps. They are not going to heal wounds. They are not going to do anything great for you until you relax and just enjoy them for what they are, relationships. You just relax and you go, well, what is it going to bring me? I know it's not always possible. Relationships have their ups and downs, and man, sometimes we can have a good old argument too. But May's message finally is, and that is what you'll be going through and experiencing, is chill, relax, enjoy it, let's see what happens. And that applies to get a relationship as well as an existing relationship. And like I say, sometimes easier said than done. And sometimes it is easy to do. Sometimes it's all so emotion-based and we're so locked up, and we saw that in your tarot cards. I'm Virgo moon, by the way, so I'm also listening to this reading, that the emotions take over the life, and what's actually happening is slightly different, perhaps completely different to what all those, the emotional ball, okay, that we've made is doing. So if we just go, I'm taking my hands off the steering wheel, I'm going to stop trying to control this, I'm going to be authentically me, I'm going to present myself as I am, take it or leave it, and I'm going to just be more relaxed about this whole thing. I'm going to laugh as much as I can when I can about all of this. Then we see something totally different. And that is the card at the top of the deck. Very soon. Okay? Then very, very soon, things will shift in a very, very big way for you. Either an existing relationship will become what you hoped it would be, or you will attract in a relationship that will be one of those really good ones. Right, Virgo, so that is your reading for the month of May. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, listening, liking, subscribing. I genuinely appreciate it. If you'd like a reading from me, I will put that link in the description box below. Wishing you hugs and blessings for the month of May. We will chat again soon.